Hey YouTube, what's good? Got a video for the guys who are working with the Tascam Model 12 alongside their modern MPCs. I got the Key 37 here, as you can see. Basically what I wanted to do was I wanted to use the Model 12 to trigger playback and stop on the Key 37. And I figured out how to do it, and I figured I'd share it with you guys. I was looking on YouTube. There was one guy who was talking about it a bit. But I don't know, I kind of figured out my own way with his help. Got to give that guy a little credit. But basically, everybody kind of knows how to set up the audio interface, the audio device. Now, what software version am I running? I'm running 2.14.0 for starters. So I think 2.10 allowed you to use class compliant audio interfaces with the modern MPC. So obviously you got the Tascam Model 12. There shouldn't be anything new to you guys who haven't done it before, but if not, it'll be defaulted to internal when you first start. So you want to plug in your class compliant audio interface. In my case, I'm using the Model 12, so I got that selected. I have the 32 inputs and outputs selected as well. So in case I want to track out my tracks on the MPC to the Model 12, which I've done, and it's cool and it works, but right now I'm just running it stereo into 9 and 10, and that's another thing. There was a firmware on the Tascam Model 12. Don't remember what version it was, but on this Model 12, I'm running the current version. I didn't have to update it because I recently just purchased this and it was already updated. If I can go in here and figure out system, maybe information. What is the version? 1.42 I'm running on this particular Model 12, which allows me to route the outputs of the MPC into 9 and 10 instead of some of the other versions. I believe the MPC was defaulted into channels 1 and 2. There's actually a section in here for you to change that. If I could figure out where it was, I will show you. Let me see here. Was it the mixer section? No. What was it? Bear with me here, gang. I know it's in here. Let me try this again. No. It's not right. MIDI, we'll get into that later. Click, we'll get into that later. Multi-track recorder. Track edit. MIDI. Anywho, since I'm in the MIDI section here, you got to have your MIDI clock SPP on. Don't worry about MIDI time code. I don't have that selected. I just got the MIDI clock on. Basically, when you're there, you just select it and you turn it on or off. Exit in here, turn it on or off. See, I got mine selected to on the MIDI clock. So that you have to have selected there. But where is that stinking... There it is, USB audio. See, USB, it was defaulted to 1 and 2. Now you have the opportunity to route it to 9 and 10 or the main. I have 9 and 10 selected. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry it took me so long. But anywho, so back to the MPC. Menu, preferences, MIDI sync. I left all this the same. Take a screenshot of that, if you will. All that doesn't change. I didn't touch any of that. What I did change was the sync send to MIDI clock. I believe it's just set to off as default, so I selected MIDI clock there. And also on the sync receive MIDI clock. So both of these are on MIDI clock. Sync receive and sync send MIDI clock. So I put those on the MPC. Get out of here. And now this particular project I have here, it's 80 beats per minute. Now this is kind of important, because when you go into the Model 12, in order for it to sync and sync correctly, you basically have to go into the click, and then metronome. Then you have to set the metronome. See how it's at 120 right now? You got to set that the same tempo as the project on your MPC. So for example, if I start this project now, it'll sound goofy. Hopefully it'll start. 20 beats per minute, which I don't want. But it's working. It's starting and stopping it like I want it to. Back it up. Working fine. Taking it from the top. I also changed the screen there from time to beats and bars. You can do that as well in the Model 12. But back to what I was talking about, you got to go to click, metronome, and you got to change the tempo in the metronome. I know it's kind of kooky, but you got to change this to whatever the tempo is on your project, and then you'll be good. So you back that down to 80 and get out, and now everything will be fine. Now 80 is the tempo. 1, 2, and I got beats and bars going instead of time on my Model 12. And click stop. Now it's cool because if you want to track out your tracks from the MPC, you can do it if you need to make changes or you bring in a vocalist or whatever and you're recording on the Model 12. That way you can make changes and stuff in the song and leave their vocals. If they come in and they do a session, you record them on the Model 12 and then say, well, they listen to it or whatever they want to change in the beat, so to speak. Then you can go back, make your changes, and then the vocal will still be the same, and then the MPC will still be synced. That way you can make whatever changes you need to make, then just hit the play button. And it's also on beats and bars. Let's see if I can figure out how I did that, because I'm really not even sure. Let me see here to change that. No, that's not right. Click multi-track recorder, auto punch in, track edit, MIDI mixer maybe. What was it? What was it? No, not there, not there. System, maybe it was under click, settings, click out, no. No. Metric, there it is. Bar display on. So when it's off, under the metronome setting, under click under metronome, you got to change that to display bar or bar display on. That's it. If you don't do that, then you'll just have time. See, now I got beats and bars. 2, 3, 4, 2. See what I'm saying? I prefer working that way. I know I'm a little weird like that, but it's okay. To each their own. But it's under click, metronome, bar display. It's default to off. Now when it's off, it's just going to give you time. See, now I just got time. See, hours, minutes, seconds. And you can work either way you want. But I prefer to just see the bars and beats. And that's there. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Now I got bars and beats. So that's it, guys. Hope that helps anybody who's trying to sync up their MPC, modern MPC, because they all got the same software, and their Model 12 to start and stop. Now just go into song mode here, and hit the play button here, and it just plays it, like if I wanted to track it. So that's how that works, guys. Hope that was helpful to anybody out there. Thanks, guys. Keep making those beats. Peace.